welcome His Holiness this week, it's important to reflect on the significance of this moment for survivors, for Indigenous peoples, and indeed for all Canadians. Hier, le 26 juillet,
Yesterday, July
c'était la
26th,
fête de
was the
Sainte-Anne.
feast of Saint Anne.
Sainte-Anne,
Saint
c'est une
Anne
figure
is
importante
an important
pour les
figure
catholiques.
for
Elle
Catholics.
représente
She
l'amour
represents
maternel.
maternal love,
Elle représente
and
aussi
she also
la
represents
famille.
family.
La famille,
Family
c'est nos racines.
is our roots.
C'est ce qui nous
It
aide
is
à
what helps us
grandir
to grow
et à découvrir le
and to
monde.
discover the world.
Et la famille,
And family
c'est la première
is
chose
the first
qui a été
thing
enlevée aux
that was
enfants qui
taken
ont été
away
envoyés dans les
from the
pensionnats
children who
autochtones.
were sent to residential schools.
Quand j'ai visité Kamloops,
When I visited Tk'emlúps,
et
Cowessess,
Williams Lake,
and Williams Lake,
quand je parle avec les
when I
survivants
talk with
ou avec les
survivors
familles,
and with families,
je pense aux enfants
I think of the children
et je pense aussi aux parents.
and I think of the parents too.
As a dad, I can't imagine my kids being taken away. When my kids are crying, I can console them. When they're happy, I can share that feeling of joy with them, of accomplishment. But in residential schools, these children were alone and isolated in their pain and sorrow, far from their families and communities, and even worse, stripped of their language, their culture, their identity. Une solitude profonde. Une perte non seulement de
Deep
famille et
solitude,
de communauté,
loss of family and
mais de
community,
leur langue,
and also of
leur
their
culture
language, their
et leur
culture,
identité.
and their identity.
Depuis la publication en
Since the
2015 du rapport
2015
final de
release
la Commission
of
de
the Truth
vérité
and
et
Reconciliation
réconciliation,
Commission's final
les
report,
Premières Nations,
the First Nations,
les Inuits
the
et les
Inuit, and the
Métis
Métis
demandent au
have
pape de
been calling
présenter
on the
des
Pope to
excuses aux survivants,
apologize to
à leurs
survivors,
familles
to their
et aux
families,
communautés.
and to communities,
Des excuses pour
to
le rôle que
apologize for
l'Église
the role
catholique
that the
romaine
Roman
comme
Catholic
institution
Church as an
a
institution
joué dans les
played
mauvais traitements
in the
sur les
abuse,
plans spirituel,
the spiritual abuse,
culturel,
cultural abuse,
émotionnel,
emotional abuse,
physique
physical
et
abuse,
sexuel
and sexual abuse
que les enfants autochtones
of
ont
Indigenous
subi dans les
children
pensionnats dirigés
in
par
church-run
l'Église.
residential schools.
L'événement de cette semaine à
This week's
Musqueam
event at
n'aurait pas été
Musqueam
possible
would
sans
not have been
le
possible
courage
without the
et
courage
la
and
persévérance
perseverance
des survivants
of the
qui ont
survivors
partagé leurs
who
souvenirs
shared
douloureux
their painful
et raconté
memories
leurs
and
expériences,
experiences,
incluant
including
directement au
directly
Saint-Père
with the Holy
lui-même.
Father himself.
Your Holiness, in our previous conversations, from the first time we spoke about this, you always offered your time, genuinely seeking to understand, to do right, and to atone. This week, you recognized the abuses experienced at residential schools that resulted in cultural destruction, loss of life, and ongoing traumas lived by Indigenous peoples in every region of the country. As Your Holiness has said, begging pardon is not the end of the matter. It is a starting point, a first step. On Monday morning, I was sitting with survivors, and I felt their reaction to your apology. Each will take from it what they need, but there's no doubt that you had an enormous impact. Survivors and their descendants need to be at the center of everything we do going forward. In April, Dene National Chief Gerald Antoine was at the Vatican, and he compared the moment to the experience of walking through the snow and seeing fresh moose tracks. It was a feeling of hope. Today, I want to say, let's all continue our work together to keep this hope alive. Quand je suis allé au Vatican il y a
When I
5
went
ans
to the
maintenant,
Vatican 5 years ago
j'y étais
now,
pour aborder le
I was
sujet des
there to
pensionnats et
discuss
de la
residential schools
réconciliation
and
avec
reconciliation
votre sainteté.
with Your Holiness.
Et je sais que votre
And I know
présence
that your
ici
presence
cette
here
semaine
this week
n'aurait pas été
would
possible
not have been
sans vos
possible
convictions
without your personal
personnelles
convictions
et votre intégrité.
and your integrity.
Merci
Thank you
d'être venu avec
for
le cœur
coming
ouvert.
with an open heart.
On reconnaît tous
We all recognize
que le système des
that
pensionnats
the
a tenté
residential
d'assimiler
school
les
system
enfants
attempted
autochtones.
to assimilate
Aujourd'hui,
Indigenous children.
Les peuples autochtones
Today,
continuent de se
Indigenous
battre
peoples
pour
continue to
défendre
fight to
et
defend
préserver
and
leur
preserve
culture
their
et leur
cultures
langue.
and languages.
Le rassemblement
The traditional
traditionnel qui a
gathering
eu
that
lieu à
took place
Maskwacis
in
en est un
Maskwacis
très
is
bon
a very
exemple.
good example.
La réconciliation, c'est
Reconciliation
notre
is the
responsabilité
responsibility
à nous tous.
of us all.
C'est notre
It is our
responsabilité de voir nos
responsibility
différences
to see
non
our
pas comme un
differences
obstacle,
not as a
mais comme une
barrier,
occasion
but as an
d'apprendre,
opportunity to
de
learn,
mieux nous
to
comprendre
better understand each
et de
other,
passer à l'action.
and to take action.
Our Governor General talks often about how reconciliation is not a single act, but a lifetime journey of healing. This journey is different for everyone. I spoke about Saint Anne being a symbol of maternal love and family, but Saint Anne is also a symbol of healing. Tomorrow, Your Holiness will visit Saint Anne de Beaupré. Pilgrims have been traveling there for centuries to pray and to ask Saint Anne to help them heal. So in the spirit of healing, let us never give up. Canadians, institutions, let us continue our work together with Indigenous peoples until we reach a better future for everyone. Merci. Thank you. Gracias.